नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतविष्णुपते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नित्यानंद। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचंड विशेषशून्य राष्ट्रपति जय श्री कृष्ण प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखम करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते श्री गुरुं दीनतारिणे। Hare Krishna. So we continue our reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, and today's verse is verse number 69. So let us see this verse. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam
या निशा सर्वभूतानां
Syam Jagarti Sayami
Vashyam
तस्यां
Jagrati
जागृति संयमे
Samyami
Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani
यस्यां
Yasham
जागृति
Jagrati
भूतानि
Bhutani
Sa Nisha Pashyato Mune
सा निशा
Isha
पश्यति
Pashyata
मुनिः।
Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutana
Yanisha Sharva Bhutana
Tasyam Jagarti Sayami
तस्यां जागृति संयमे
Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani
यस्यां जागृति भूतानि
Sa Nisha Pashyato Mune.
सा निशा पश्यतु मुनेः।
Yeah. Can someone chant?
या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमे यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतु मुनिः।
Anyone else want to try? Okay, so let us see the translation and purport. What is the night for all being is the time of awakening for the self-control, and the time of awakening for all beings is the night for the introspective sage. Purport. There are two classes of intelligent men. One is intelligent in material activities for sense gratification, and the other is introspective and awake to cultivation of self-realization. Activities of the introspective sage or thoughtful man are night for persons materially absorbed. Materialist person remains asleep in such night due to their ignorance of self-realization. The introspective sage remains alert in the night of materialistic man. The sage feels transcendental pleasure in gradual advancement of spiritual culture, whereas the man in materialistic activities, being asleep to self-realization, dreams of varieties of sense pleasure, feeling sometimes happy, sometimes distress in his sleeping condition. The introspective man is always indifferent to materialistic happiness and distress. He goes on with his self realization activities undisturbed by material reactions. So, very interesting verse. And Krishna is answering the question Kim Vrajet? How does the Sthita Pragya moves in this world, or how he operates? So, yesterday's verse was so you should control your senses from all the sides because one sense can take away your mind. So here, this verse is you can take the literal meaning also of this word, and as Srila Prabhupada gives in the purport, there is also another meaning with the angle of spiritual and materialistic view. So here, if we take the literal meaning, right, sir, ya nisha sarva bhutanam. So in general, people, what is the night for in general people is the awakening time of a spiritualist or person who is practicing sadhaka. And when the normal people are awake, the transcendentalist or sadhaka is or muni is sleeping. So if we literally take the meaning, for simple example like The people who are practicing sadhakas or who want to do self-realization or do some spiritual practices, their generally routine is very opposite to the normal people. The people who are sadhakas, they wake up early. They wake up early. They do their meditation. They do their chanting and all their sadhana in the morning time, because the morning time is mode of goodness, and it is the most auspicious time of the day as per Shastra. The morning time is very suitable for spiritual practices. So, the person or muni who is practicing, they wake up early, they sleep early. They sleep by 10 o'clock, 10:30, and they wake up 3:30, 4:30. So, but in the opposite way, if we say the normal people who are not practicing seriously any spiritual activities or self-realization, they are generally awake till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, sometimes very late, and in the morning they are sleeping. So for them, the night is the more time of activities. Sometimes they are awake full time, right? So if you go sometimes to Mangal Arati 5 o'clock also, the next day is already started, but some people are returning from their night parties by the first train. So they are still in the one day behind. They are one day behind the reality, right? So that's their situation. Just because in the night they were enjoying, so they are back. They are not with the present situation. So that is the this verse is telling that normal people and sadhaka, and but that Krishna here is explaining about sthita pragya. So he's talking about the intelligence, right? So sthita pragya means whose intelligence is fixed. So there is another deep meaning to this understanding. How to understand is so generally sleep is a time when you are ignorant. You are not in your senses or in consciousness, and your body is not in your control, right? When you are asleep, so that means you don't understand what is going on. You don't realize what is good, what is bad. And awakening is the time when your consciousness is right and you can see what's happening. So from that angle, the people whose intelligence is fixed on self-realization, okay, so they will focus on the things which are related to soul. So practicing bhakti, practicing meditation. But the person whose intelligence is not internal, is not directed internal, but it's external, they really don't understand what is the advantage of this meditation or what is the advantage of doing sadhana in the morning. So they are completely ignorant of those activities. So that means that is night for them. So when the spiritualists or sadhakas are doing their practice, they that is completely night for these normal people. They don't understand. And similarly, the opposite way. The normal people, when they normal means I am saying who are not seriously practicing or striving for self-realization. So what they do in the night time, they are behind the enjoyment, and the muni or the sadhaka, he is ignorant of that. He don't understand what these people actually enjoy and how these people get enjoyment by doing some activities or just singing some songs or just dancing. He don't understand what exactly these people enjoy, how they enjoy in this. So he is ignorant of that, right? So both way, they don't know what exactly the next person is doing. And the sadhaka, because he is introspective, Prabhupada used the word introspective, because his focus is internal, not external. He is always focusing on Atma and higher conscious, being it at higher consciousness. He always feels a pleasure within himself, and the outside people, they don't know what pleasure he is experiencing. So even if he looks at a good, say, flower, for example, the sadhaka who is practicing a muni here, word using mune. So a person who is doing spiritual practice, when he looks at a beautiful flower, his intelligence and his thoughts will be very different from a normal person. A normal person, when he sees a flower, he may try to take it for himself, for example. He will say, this is good, this is beautiful, wow, what is the color? This color is so nice. And he will pick up that flower, take the smell, enjoy that flower. But a spiritualist or Muni, when he sees that same flower, his intelligence works differently because he's focused on higher consciousness and Atma and Super Paramatma and Supreme. So whenever he sees anything, he sees, oh my God, this God has made this flower so beautiful. How wonderful is God's creation. And if this flower is present in front of me on the earth, it is like this. How much beautiful will be the place where God lives? And they know this flower is created by God, so I should offer it to God. So this might be the thinking of the spiritualist or Muni, and he feels very great pleasure in that of giving to something to somebody, or giving something to God who has created this. So he feels bliss in that. But the normal person may not understand this. And the Muni, when he sees that this person comes and picks up the flower and takes the smell and he feels happy, the Muni will not understand why this person is happy taking the smell. So there are different meanings like these to this verse to see how the Sthita Pragya is moving around in this world and how he's, whenever he's, even if he's moving around this world, he's interacting with the senses and sense objects, but his consciousness is totally different. It's very inwardly directed. So he is always happy within himself. He's not looking for happiness outside. And this higher consciousness helps him to be more determined and determined for self-realization. And the other people who are not so much focused on self-realization, their senses will not be in control because they will be running after the pleasure. So that's why the Sthita Pragya is a stage when the intelligence is so fixed on the purpose of the life that uh, it does not matter to him what the other people are enjoying because his focus and his enjoyment is totally different. So this verse can be looked out from two, three different angles. From one from the literal meaning, day and night, other from the intelligence, how the intelligence works, and third is how he moves, how he thinks. So there may be one more angles may be there, or maybe examples also may be there. So, so Krishna will give some more explanation about the Sthita Pragya in next two, three verses till the end of this chapter. And I think this verse also very instructive, how we should look at the things around us and how we should think when we see something beautiful, something good. And Krishna has already told that you should strive for controlling your senses. So when he says you should try to control your senses, Krishna knows that it's not easy to. Krishna, not Arjuna also says in the sixth chapter, it is impossible to control the senses. They are like wind. We cannot control. So for Arjuna, it is such a difficult. So we are nowhere. So, but still, Krishna says you keep practicing, you keep doing. And that itself is your sadhana. So we'll see some more explanation about Sthita Pragya in few verses from tomorrow. Hare Krishna. So any comments, any points, any examples anybody will like to share, please share with everyone.
It's,
Okay. Hmm?
it's like in ignorance we don't know, right? What is good for us, what is not good for us. So how can we then do the good things if we didn't know? Then we can't blame others, right? Because we didn't know what is good.
Good means what?
Means self-realization, spiritual realization.
So I hope everybody heard the question. So there is um, self-realization is not always the purpose. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, out of many thousand people, one will do the self-realization. But general people, they will be having sinful activities, pious activities. So everybody knows what is pious activity. Even if they are doing the sinful activities, they know that they are doing sinful activity. So that much knowledge everybody has in this world. So ultimate purpose of the life, very few people know. If we only say that that is the good, then that very few people know. Krishna says it's not possible. Yes, everybody will not do that. But they will do some pious activities, good karma. At least they will do that, donating, serving, helping others. These are not pious activities, and everybody knows these activities. So everybody may not know about body and soul, all this knowledge and purpose of life, but at least they are aware of good and bad in general. So if they don't use their intelligence to do the good things, it's their problem. Because all the parents teach their next generation what is good, what is bad. So they know if they don't use correctly, that's they are creating the karma. Okay, let us see more instructions from Krishna tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare